We call our meeting to order. And my agenda generally says we roll call as before. While I look up the agenda,
Do you not have it right there?
it's right there.
We've all forgotten how to do this.
Well,
It's only been one meeting off. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Ted Carlson, Terrence Kelly, David Nesbitt, Keith Silver.
Here.
There's Ted. Steve Strong.
Here.
Deputy Municipal Attorney Dee Ennis is with us, and Administrative Hearing Officer Glenda Regnard is with us. And we have a quorum.
Thank you. Next, we have the approval of the agenda, but before we go in there, we've got a gentleman who'd like to speak to us.
Yes, but can we approve the agenda first?
Well, I was asking for an amendment before we approved it.
We wouldn't need to amend it, we just need to change the order of the day, right? Okay,
I'll defer to the way you want it done.
thank you.
Can I get an emotion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Sorry.
It's moved and second to approve the agenda. Any opposed? Hearing none, the agenda's approved. And I suppose we can move that to that other gentleman to item 5 here, which is coming up. Our minutes of the previous Board of Ethics meeting, 5/14, under 5.
Right.
Oh, now you've got the staple by exact time and everything.
Increasingly organized. It just keeps getting better and better.
Do we have a motion regarding the minutes of the previous
To
meeting?
approve.
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the agenda, to approve the minutes. Any opposed? Hearing none. Okay, moving on here to item 5. This is what you want us to do. Will you prefer that we can do it in? It works. What we have here is NOPV 20.
Yeah, and use the numbers.
214 dash, I didn't find me right, 1.
Yes.
And we've discussed this. We discussed this, and I just signed the letter that we should have done when we had our meeting last time. So I'm wondering if, make sure we don't step on, or make sure we're in trouble here.
I think the board I think the board had reached somewhat of a consensus that I also asked Ms. Richardson to give more of an explanation. I would recommend to the board that you go ahead and have a limited discussion with Mr. 5-10 minutes. I mean, you've read much of his materials, many of his emails but that we would have to go into executive session. The board did meet. The board read many of the emails, summaries prepared by Ms. Richardson that you had a lot of contact with, and the board did come to a conclusion which they would be issuing today. So given that, I don't know if you want to speak or let us maybe go back into session, review the notes that are going to go out.
My recommendation would be to have a discussion amongst ourselves, whether that changes what our conclusion is, and if it doesn't, we can simply issue it, or we can take it
Yes.
under advisement and amend it. What I would caution the board against doing is getting into a discussion with him about our decision, but we can certainly field any comments that he has that may or may not affect our decision, and we can discuss it amongst ourselves if that works. That would be my recommendation.
And with that, I would suggest that someone make a motion to go into executive session.
Right, do we have a motion?
Motion to go to executive session.
Second.
Second, okay, it's been moved and second to go into executive session.